Hello YouTube. Today I want to talk about how you can properly research Islam using some of the best resources available, resources that I use. These are ones that Muslims themselves use or that are used at a very high academic level. I'm going to begin with Quranics.com. Quranics.com. It says here they were created in order to collate various Islamic sources into a single cross-referenced location. They've grabbed resources from some of the best sites in the world, Quran.com, the Tanzil Project, altafsir.com, and so on. And they've even got this lexicon, which is very useful. I'll show you that in a moment. Let's go to their homepage. When you go to the web page, automatically it brings up Quran, chapter 1, verse 1. Let's go to Quran 9:5. So we've got 9:5. We can also use these drop downs. When the sacred months have passed, kill the polytheists wherever you find them. Capture them, besiege them, and lie in wait for them at every place of ambush. Right, now let us find out what are the tafsirs associated with this. So if we click on the tafsir button there, this then explains from the tafsir. I've looked for the word abrogate. This is the ayah of the sword, and he calls it this honorable ayah. It was called the ayah of the sword, the verse of the sword, and it abrogated every agreement of peace between the Prophet and any idolater, every treaty and every term. No idolater had any more treaty or promise of safety ever since Surah Bara'ah was revealed. So that explains that. Let's go to a different verse. We'll just pick, I don't know, let's go to 9:29. And here we have the name of the chapter. We have Arabic, and you can then choose different translations. I'm going to add Aubrey, and now we have the Aubrey translation. Fight those who believe not in Allah and the last day, being those who have been given the book, Jews and Christians, until they pay the tribute out of hand and have been humbled. I'm going to open these tabs. We can also then see all related tafsirs and all related hadiths. Here we have all of the commentaries, the tafsirs. So this gives us access to the commentaries from the finest scholars of Islam for us to read for ourselves. These explain what is meant within the Quran, within that verse, and then also these statements then become part of the major scholarship of Islam, which made its way into the Sharia, which became Islamic law. For instance, paying jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace, in defeat and subservience, disgraced, humiliated, and belittled. That's referring to the Jews and Christians who've been conquered under Islam. And that again is Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Right, let's close that one. Here we have all of the hadiths that discuss 9:29, or related to 9:29. Here they talk of Son of Mary, Jesus will descend amongst you Muslims as a just ruler. He will break the cross and kill the pig and abolish the jizya. Well, that's the tax imposed upon non-Muslims, and that will be broken because he has destroyed the church, and the jizya is no longer necessary because everyone has been converted to Islam, because Jesus is a good Muslim who will fight at the right hand of Muhammad. You can read more there on your own. One more feature. If we want to do a search, so we can choose to search the whole site, the Quran, the commentaries, the tafsir, or the hadiths. Let us have a look for jihad, and let us search the hadiths. We have every reference, at least I hope so. There's no guarantee that the site is necessarily 100% honest in its presentation of information, but we're going to have a significant number of search results which tell us about jihad. So if you need to find particular references, you can find them here. We consider jihad as the best deed. We can then click on this. If we want to find the same in the commentaries, we can then search within the commentaries. So we have 100 of 183 results being presented to us. Jihad distinguishes the ranks of the believers. You are called to fight them in jihad through constant warfare. Probably just Islam's religion of peace. What do they mean of fight them in jihad through constant warfare until you become victorious? Good grief. These people clearly are Islamophobes and they don't understand Islam. Next resource, Brill, Encyclopedia of Islam. This is the most important encyclopedia with relation to Islam. To buy a full copy will cost you about $36,000. Somewhere between $32,000 and $36,000. You can rent it for about $3,500 a year. It's not cheap. It is considered the gold standard in terms of Islam. I've looked up the word hudna. Unfortunately, if you're not a subscriber, you don't get the full text. You don't get the full reference, which can run to several pages. Right? At minimum, it's going to be a few paragraphs, and it may run to several pages. We only have 25 words, but let's look up jihad. They still utilize the older version of it, which is D-J-I-H-A-D. The spread of Islam by arms is a religious duty upon Muslims in general. It narrowly escaped being a sixth rukn or fundamental duty. This position was reached gradually but quickly. In the Meccan surahs of the Quran, patience under attack is taught. So the Quran's divided into the early and the late period, the Meccan and the Medinan period. So in the first half, when Muhammad was weak, they taught patience. No other attitude was possible. But at Medina, when he became a political and military leader, a warlord effectively, the right to repel attack appears, and gradually it became a prescribed duty to fight against and subdue the hostile Meccans. Of course, this then became a duty to fight against all of the world and impose Islam. This can be very useful. It can point you in the right direction and find related terms, other words, other concepts that may be of assistance in establishing your position. Sabil Allah, this would be in the path of Allah. This refers to jihad in the path of Allah. If you want to get a copy of the Encyclopedia of Islam, the Iranians are very happy to help you. You can Google Encyclopedia of Islam, Brill PDF, and I've used here library.ut.ac.ir. That's library.uniformtango.alpha-charlie.india-romeo. And you will find here the full PDF version of the encyclopedia. If we go to their website, the link's up here. Hope you can read that. You can then download every single copy of this encyclopedia. It's thousands of pages and it is extremely useful. Another very useful website is alislam.org. I just casually looked for jihad and we came up with Jihad, the Holy War of Islam and its legitimacy in the Quran. 2,300 plus resources with Islam and Muslims. I find this site very useful. It seems to lean Shia, but it has a lot of books, a lot of reference works, a lot of academic research and so on, and it is very, very useful for finding things. Let's have a look. For instance, you will find this book, Jihad, the Holy War of Islam and its Legitimacy in the Quran, the book, and you can download the PDF. And, abrogation, interesting. Let's have a look at another book they have here, Immigration and Jihad. So I think they mean emigration, to emigrate. This is emigration to non-Muslim lands like you have into Europe, and has been a cause of such wonderful things as truck attacks. You can download that, but there are other reference works as well. There are other books that I've received from here. So do a PDF search. Sometimes you can look up alislam.org plus the kind of book you're looking for, the title, and you may actually find it here if you use a Google search using their site, or just search through their search link. Right. This link here, alislam.org/print PDF/book, will give you a list of their books that they have available. So this you might find very, very useful in terms of your research. They have over 2,000 books, and they may well have the reference that you need to make the argument that you need to make or to learn whatever it is you need to learn. So the big daddy in terms of reference sites where you can download the necessary books to understand Islam and to see just simply how depraved it is kalamullah.com. I learned this some years ago as a Patreon of David Wood. One of the most recent books that they've added in the last 3 weeks is this one, The Unsheathed Sword. Let's go have a look at that. And of course, this is the definitive work, Sharia work, on the punishment for Muslims and non-Muslims who insult Allah, who insult Muhammad, who insult the Quran, or just even Muslims in general. Of course, for the first 3, it is death, and of course you could then be whipped or beaten with a stick for anything else. Yeah, so the search function is very good. You will find excellent references here. There's loads of stuff here. You want to learn about Islamic jurisprudence concerning women. One thing I must note is I don't necessarily believe everything I read, and neither should you. Go to multiple sources, double check, and go find some really good academic sources like the ones I've pointed you to, because sometimes these books are written and they strip things out, they alter things a little bit, they downtone the language, etc., etc. It's so with caution, but generally speaking, you're going to get some very, very solid information, and I would say use it. Just try and double check and triple check with different sources if you can, but certainly go ahead and use them. These are generally very, very useful. Another very useful site, really useful, I've also used on occasion, is sunnahonline.com. They have a library as well, and of course you can learn the Islamic versions of various biblical and Jewish stories. Muhammad did not have great knowledge of the Torah, but he had access to a lot of heretical Christian sources, Gnostic sources, and of course the Jews that he met in Arabia utilized the Talmud more than they utilized, because of the traditions of the rabbis, more than they used the Torah itself, so he quotes a lot from those sources. Can be very useful. Let's have a quick look at the library. Biographies, contemporary issues, fiqh and sunnah. So if you want to find out about these subjects, really well categorized, some great articles, and it's capable of clarifying some questions on occasion. It's very, very useful. Quran Index. This is a very useful site. If you're looking for a word and you want to cross-reference it within the Quran, this can be an extremely useful website.